That's what Star Wars is. That's how it's been represented. Yeah. Then they want to put Yoda in, and I'm thinking Yoda is a Grand Jedi Master. You mean to tell me, hey, well, everything's going on, he can't sense this? Like, I'm just being for real.
Like he don't have the power.
That's what I'm saying. He felt all the 66. You see his heart go to his chest, boy. He was on planet Kashyyyk. You see his heart go to his chest. He felt it. It's about to get diplomatic. What's good, people? Welcome back to the channel today. So, we got a special guest. We're gonna have a good friend of mine, FullMetalTastic, that I've met through this YouTube journey of mine, and yeah, we're gonna take a look at this video that I found this morning about stuff to do with like Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws. So basically, Ubisoft as a whole, and apparently an insider exposes what's been going on inside Ubisoft and whatnot with a lot of the issues that we've been seeing and facing with a lot of games that they're producing and whatnot. So yeah, and apparently, you know, from the title, they're bankrupt. They're going bankrupt or something. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure this is this person here. What's his name? Sorry, let me just like it's Andy My on TV. I'm sure he's got reliable sources. You know what I mean, throughout in someone in Ubisoft and whatnot. So yeah, let's just see what he's got to say.
Hey everyone, it's Endymion, and recently I've been talking to some sources about Assassin's Creed Shadows behind the scenes and a lot of things that are happening at Ubisoft and even other game studios as well. And the things that I've been getting told are pretty damning. So with their consent, I've been able to make this video.
I would hope
and
you got their
present
consent,
the various things.
Nah, for real.
I vetted these sources, and they have indeed worked with Ubisoft for
Bro, this just
years,
looks like.
as well as
Hold on, I'm gonna pause right here.
Yeah.
Hold on. It didn't pause. All right. I just want them to like. Do they not see how great these? Hold on, let me just make sure that I got this in. Okay, I got it in 1080.
Yeah.
HD. Do you see how beautiful this looks? And this is just a video. Like, this is not us actually experiencing the game.
Nah, for real. I was looking at this and I was just like, bro, come on. It does look, wow, this does look appealing, man. Come on, let's just give this a chance.
As well as other game studios as well. They've even told me things about games that aren't released yet that I actually can't even say, because I think if I do that, assassins from other studios will probably barrel roll through my window and then take me out John Wick style. So anyway.
He said
John Wick style. Oh my gosh.
I had to pause it right there. No, it's funny. When he said Assassin's, right, I knew where he was going, right? Because Assassin's Creed, boom, right? So I seen the segue into that. But shout out John Wick. Don't kill his dog, bro. Do not touch his dog. Do not. Fukuchiyama. Yeah, Fukuchiyama. Yeah. Fukuchiyama.
It sounds like
maybe
how it
it's
says,
that. Like, yeah, because I'm saying it in syllables. So maybe I'm like, me saying it in syllables is just messing it up.
Yeah.
But maybe the ch is not even a ch. Maybe a sh. Because I'm trying to think. Chi. Granny ch. Nah, I think it's chi because
it's chi because yeah, if it was like a K or something
like that,
or another way, yeah.
But then if you think about Naruto, like Granny Chio and shit like that. So,
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I will spend this video explaining the absolute state of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I like the possibility
Outlaws apparently
the
being
combat
referred
system,
to
right?
as
It's never going to
Star
be
Wars internally and more.
It's never
and
going
other
to
stuff
be
that you just gotta hear.
Like how the old school wanted. Like, you know, a lot of people
nah, for real. We can't
miss it.
We can't go back in it. Obviously, I miss that old style of Assassin's Creed, of course, in it, yeah. But we can't go back because the more time
we can.
Well, we can, but
but they don't want us to.
Like, it's again something. I get why some things have to be new, but I do like the fact that some things shouldn't be changed, isn't it? And I felt like Black Flag and probably Unity was probably like the example of Assassin's Creed games. Like, it was new, but we still could do what we needed to do. So
because it's still kind of like did what the older ones did. Like, as far as like, all right, cool, I'm in the midst of a combo, then boom, if somebody trying to hit me, I counter it. Like, kind of like the old Arkham games, right?
Yeah.
Like, whereas like and even Spider-Man does it to this day, right? Like, I think Spider-Man is great at implementing the systems of old, but making it modern, right? Like clearly, Spider-Man, you're gonna flip and do all these. I don't want to call it gymnastics, but I'm gonna just leave it at flips. Like you're literally gyrating in the air
Basically,
while
yeah, like doing all
dodging,
that,
and
yeah.
then you're doing what you do. You
You know what I'm
these
saying?
aerial feats.
And you
That's what
can
we're gonna
still
call it.
stealth because that's what Spider-Man can do that. So it's like
Yes.
that aspect as well. Like so,
Shout out to Chris
you
Smooth
know,
playing stealth.
see,
Is
healthy,
healthy.
yeah. Honestly,
Star Wars
He's back at
internally and more. And there's
the
other stuff that you
visuals look
just gotta
great, bro.
hear
Like
nah,
from
these
it
would
on,
be
and
is,
this
great
is
for
it
just
is,
thumbnails.
absolutely insane.
bro.
So in my previous video, I explained that Paul Tassi of Forbes said in
Hold on, let me
his
read this.
article
After
about the
Assassin's Creed
Ubisoft
Shadows delay,
implosion
Ubisoft
that
acknowledges outlaws issues anti
Hmm.
woke pushback. But I don't even think. Well, wait, all right. Let's speak on it now.
You see go ahead, because I
No,
don't want
so
to.
I was gonna say like it is. So I don't think the issues was with outlaw in general. I
Yeah,
think the issue was with people's expectations slash reactions to outlaw
yeah,
because
no, for real.
like I haven't. I'm not gonna sit there and say like yo I know every discrepancy that people have with the game.
Yeah.
I real life don't know,
Yeah, you
right?
don't
Like
know.
I don't care
Yeah,
to know, right? Because I play a game based off of story. If it looks
and
good,
gameplay, you know what I
I'm not gonna
mean?
say yeah. I'm not gonna sit there and say like yo I like I'm not gonna play because of the character, bro. You gotta grow to like the
Yeah,
character
of
when
course.
you read a
Of
book.
course.
When you read a book, right? You don't know none of the characters, bro. You grow to like them, and then you grow to hate them. They're
Yeah.
sitting there doing this shit. Excuse my language. They're sitting here doing this before they even have a real like concept to go off of. You
Yeah.
just all right, you see a trailer. All right, cool. Like that's just a trailer. The trailer is meant to hook you in.
Yeah.
But how could you sit there and say you hate this character off of the trailer?
My thing
But
as
it's like you're
well. My thing as well.
uh-huh.
Like, especially in the case of Star Wars Outlaws, yeah. Even myself, like, I think I've even made the video on the channel about how I feel about Star Wars right now, what direction they're going in terms of like storytelling and whatnot. It just isn't Star Wars to me. So the element of like shows and movies, a lot of the shows, especially now the last couple of ones, it doesn't feel like Star Wars because they've taken out the element of the Force and they've taken other simple elements that weren't even about the Force and just done
Mhm.
their own thing. You know what I mean? Why can't a show be like The Mandalorian and Andor, right? Both of those shows
Yeah.
are great because they are good at what they do without the Force. I mean, there might be a little element of the Force here and there, but it doesn't have to be that. But there's still great shows to watch. You know what I mean?
Not every not everybody's gonna be Mike Jordan, Kobe Bean, or LeBron. That's what it is too. People be
No.
thinking that they can they gotta be great. Like they gotta like so anybody who has watched Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
GT, Super, all that, everybody wants to be a Super Saiyan, right?
Yeah. Not everybody can be a
But
Super Saiyan.
not everybody could be a Super Saiyan. That some people's gonna have to be humans.
For
Some
real.
people
For
might be
real.
Namekian. Some people might be I don't know aliens, like some type of
Aliens. Yeah.
other
It's
alien.
all different
So
types of things vary, man.
it's like for you to sit there and be butthurt because you're not you're not making the best of what God gave to you, then like
Mm,
that's what it really is. Like people just be real life upset with where they're at in life,
mm.
and then it's like, bro, like let's really be real. Like you know, you gotta, you just gotta
Basically.
be better, do better. So with that, right? Like I said, I feel like yes, Ubisoft is acknowledging the fact that people are having problem with Outlaw, like
Mm,
with the game Outlaws, but they shouldn't even fret saying that it's them. It's like it's the game. It's the people, right? It's the
yeah.
toxic woke community, right? Whereas
Mm,
like, oh, you feel like your opinion is the only opinion that
yeah.
needs to
Like for
be
real.
had, and it's like, if we're really gonna sit here and be grown up about certain things, is to understand that not everybody's going to think the same as you
Yeah.
because we are all individuals. We are all free to think however we
It's not
want.
just about
Yes,
you.
yeah. we do click up, right? Like if we do have similar ways of thinking, but even with similarity comes difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like if we're really being honest, right? You and I are both black. Just because we're both black don't mean that we like the same things. Don't mean
Yeah,
that we eat the
exactly.
same
There
food.
you
We
go.
are that.
Exactly.
There's variety,
Isn't
right?
it? For real.
Like you're from across the pond. I'm from America. You got what I'm saying? Like there's subtle
There's
differences
so
that
much
make
differences,
us
bro.
who we are
Isn't
that
it?
people love. But then people want to take that away when it comes to video games. Like, bro, like maybe this is just not the game for you. Like
Yeah,
you,
for
all
real.
right, cool. You liked it back in the day, right? But let's really be real. Like
One
back in the
thing
day, it's
I will
different.
say, nowadays, like especially with gamers, yeah, like it's cool to like one game and have like, you know, if you're someone that just plays Call of Duty or even sports games and that's your niche, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. My issue is that when you talk about other games, you don't really have the information because you're just stuck playing one type of games, and that could go for anything, anything in gaming. If you're a person that just is one dynamic of gaming, you can't speak on other gaming styles because you don't play that type of other gaming styles. That's what I feel like it is too. So, you know, something like Assassin's Creed Shadow, something like Star Outlaw, something like was it Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of Tsushima, those type of games, if you don't play them on a regular, you're not gonna understand it. You're not gonna be like, oh, this is like it's hard, it's this and that. No, like it's just not for you. Like Elden Ring and like those Souls type of games, I always say they're just not for me. It's just not for me. That's just what it is, you know.
Not for me, but at the same time, I can play it and realize it's not for me.
Yeah.
I do have to get out an Elden Ring video because I was dead on that first boss
No.
for like a whole hour, and I didn't realize people was telling me no, don't fight him, don't fight him. Like that was the boss that people told me not to fight. But because I like a challenge and I don't want to shy away from the challenge, I think I died like 16 times to this man.
Yeah. Oh
But yeah,
boy.
I'm pressing play.
Cool.
Those extra months have been given to possibly reduce or even completely remove Yasuke from Assassin's Creed Shadows. My source told me, however, that they heard February 2025 is simply a placeholder release date as of now. Apparently, this is because Ubisoft is scrambling and they need certain key talent in order to assist on a Q2 game release. Which, if you don't know what that means, there's 4 quarters to a calendar year. So Q2 means Ubisoft has something that they think will hit. That is
no, it's looking nice. It's looking real nice.
So because talent at the studio is working to make that future
like no
release
lie,
come
I
out
am
more
getting Ghost of
smoothly,
Tsushima vibes, but I get it because it's just the environment.
Yeah, it's the environment. Yeah, yeah.
It needs right now. So like I said, the release date may actually be pushed back even further.
Wait, all right, I'm pausing right
there. I was also told when they originally saw
from that little, I wanted to call it excerpt, but we're not reading a passage. But from that little part of the video, so they're saying that even though we got Valentine's Day 2025 as a possible release date,
yeah,
they're also saying that that's just a placeholder. We might not even get it that day.
Yeah, word. Okay, that's cool.
Woke community, if y'all ever come upon my video, this video in particular, I am blaming you guys. I am with all this smoke. If y'all cancel me, y'all cancel me. That's fine, because at the end of the day, there's a difference of opinions. But
yeah,
don't let something that has a possibility of being good, especially something that we have yearned for
years.
Right?
Like we've asked
With
for
Assassin's
Japan
Creed,
type of Assassin's Creed for the last 15 years. So
yeah, because the franchise been out for 17 years.
That's what I'm saying.
So after Ezio, we was like, yeah,
let's see where else they can take it. Like, you know what I mean?
Let's get us some, Japanese culture, especially because if you think of an assassin, right? You stick to the dark, like you stick to the shadows, right? Like what else are you thinking of? Like for real, let's really be real. What else are you thinking of when you think of, sticking to the darkness besides Batman? Oh, you thought darkness was your ally. I was born in it.
Hey, that clip. I've actually got that. I'm using that clip for a video next.
Bro, if I can ever get like a voice synthesizer where I can talk like Bane for a whole stream or something, I am doing Oh, Batman, you thought darkness was your ally.
I was
But
born
like,
in
when you
it.
think shaped by it, I didn't see the light of day until I was a man, and by then it was blind. Like, but that's yo, nah. I'm not gonna hold you. I had got mad respect for Bane in that clip because as he was breaking this man's back,
Oh, yeah,
pausing
oh,
when needed,
man,
but it's not necessary. He is giving this speech
for
like
real.
it's like, yo, he. I'm like,
Hey,
yo,
that
like,
scene was I laughed now, yeah, but when I saw that in cinema,
nah,
yeah,
yeah,
that was crazy.
I was like, Pac-Man. First and foremost, we was Meek Mill before Meek Mill was Meek Mill because we was like, get up, Spinal.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
but yeah, don't ruin a good thing before it ever has any like time to come to fruition, right? Like because it's like we was just saying, we've been waiting for this for, I'll say, when did Assassin's Creed Revelations come out? Like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, around
so
that
for the
time
last
period, yeah.
13 years because
Yeah, 13, yeah.
because I think Assassin's Creed 3 came out like 2012, right in time for like when we thought the world was going to end. And
No,
even with Assassin's Creed 3, like I liked it, I enjoyed it. Like I thoroughly enjoyed every Assassin's Creed until Origins. Origins, I didn't like it as much. Played it, got through a lot of the story, didn't finish it.
Yeah.
Odyssey, I think I got Odyssey late, so I'd never played it. But I think because of what I ran into with Origins, I was like, I real life don't feel like playing Odyssey.
Yeah.
Didn't play Valhalla. I started the opening scene, didn't finish
Just
it.
left it, yeah.
And then we got to Mirage. Mirage, they was like, yeah,
Mirage was cool.
we're
Mirage, I finished. I don't even think I even touched Odyssey or Valhalla like that. I know I played Origins. Origins, I actually love the story and the style they
the story's dope.
Yeah.
I just didn't finish it.
Yeah.
But then you know what it is too? I think back during that time when Origins did come out, I was going through something in personal life where like, I had to move and stuff around. So yeah, a lot of games, a lot of anime I did not finish around that time period. Like I have not continued. Like if I go back,
no,
I'm
it happens.
like, oh,
it
shoot.
happens. Yeah.
So you know, grown man things like this. Those y'all don't know.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We the 30 and up. Well, in 20 at the time of recording, in 23 days. I don't know when this is gonna go out. Maybe the same day or maybe tomorrow. But just know,
you'll be there.
3-0. I've been making fun of C4 for a little bit.
Yep.
Because you know.
Yep.
But I'm just glad that I am, potentially seeing the saga of 30s, right? Because I'm good. With getting older, this is a little spiel, this is a little tangent. We might take this out, but no, I'm gonna keep this in. Right, with getting older is understanding that there's more to life.
There's more for real. There's so much more to life, man, and that's why I look on Twitter and I'm thinking, you guys are tweeting about this. Bro, like tomorrow, listen, like, bro, I gotta wake up for work tomorrow, like, you know what I mean, like, you get me, like,
I got real life things to worry about.
Problems to worry about,
y'all
like,
worried
you know
about
what I mean?
the trivial
There's
stuff,
so much stuff going on in the world, and you're angry about this. Like, history's already been made, so I'm cool with everybody using their imagination. Isn't that what gaming's about? Use your imagination, come up with something new. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But it's like. This is crazy. I'm pressing play again.
Yeah.
Saw the game, there was indeed a male Japanese protagonist with their own finalized
the swing
art
part
and
reminds me of
They don't know if this character will be reintroduced in order
I think
to
Sekiro. I didn't really play it, but I've seen
people that Ubisoft will actually remove.
But even with Ghost of Tsushima too, we was doing that too.
Yeah, we was doing that too. I tried it as well a little bit.
Backlash they'll get from journalists and so on. They did say that the game's first act is heavily story-driven.
I will say this: them pushing
back
Shadows does help me want to go back to like just playing through all Assassin's Creed up until a certain point before Shadows comes out. So I recently bought AC1 on Xbox because that shit was like $20 for mad long, and then
$20. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
It was $20, bro. I was like, y'all not Nintendo.
They weren't sure of it.
You're gonna make this John like $2
informed me they
$2, bro.
heard
This is a
rumblings that
17-year-old
Sweet Baby
game.
Inc.
Like,
may
come on
have
now.
had a
Let's
hand
like,
in
I
Shadows,
get it, but let's
but they
get it
can't
together.
confirm that 100%
So finally got it
yet.
for like $5
So
on sale,
take
and
that
then
allegation
that completed.
with
Like,
a
I got every single
huge,
Assassin's
big,
Creed
fat
now.
shot
So
of skepticism
I'll probably
right now,
go
okay?
in order.
But like I was saying,
AC1,
the game
2,
did first
Brotherhood,
include a male Japanese
Revelation,
main
Mm.
character,
so on and so
but they
forth.
were swapped sometime during 2020, according to my source for Yasuke instead.
Yes, and now
So
they're
this is
trying
where
to
stuff
swap
gets
and
really
thing.
weird and pandering.
So
but I asked them,
so it's
what
like, bro,
influenced
why are you trying to
Ubisoft
swap?
to make the change that they did from the original
I just wanna
Japanese
turn it
male
up.
character to now Yasuke? They said that Ubisoft
So
was heavily influenced by the socio-political events of the time, with stuff like, and no, I'm not kidding, George Floyd dying, the riots, and Black Lives Matter exploding in support. So don't shoot the messenger here.
I'm gonna pause
but
it right
this is
there. I don't even want to make a comment on that part.
Yeah, nah, for
But
real.
Ubisoft, if that's, I'm not. You know what? I'm a Ubisoft partner.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a Ubisoft partner
Yeah, that
doesn't
don't
mean
mean
that I agree with every
everything.
ideology.
Yeah, word.
And I'm not even mad at that.
Mm,
Because just because somebody is suspecting that that's what y'all doing,
mm.
and maybe there is proof that that's what y'all doing,
Yeah.
and it's not a good look, bro.
It's not good.
I'm telling
It's
you,
not good.
like,
It's not good.
I stay out of politics,
Mm,
right? Like I do not get into politics because one, I am not of a political mind, right? Like
mm.
I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, well, you know, if you do this, you do that, and then you get this, and you get no.
Yeah, nah, for real.
I am green when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
If it's something that I need to understand, I will do my research on it. And that's that, right? Um, I think the notion of putting in a black character into this game in order to bring light to the social political climate of what was going on.
Yeah, that's
I don't think I would hope that is not true because
yeah.
if we you know peel back the layers, right? Yasuke is a real life person.
Yeah.
It's not like it's now way, right? Where she's made up.
Yeah.
You know, she is of the environment of which we are traversing through, right? But she fits the mold of being of the Japanese culture, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yasuke was in Japan, right? Like, yes, we don't have a whole big backstory.
Yeah, we don't have a whole backstory. Yeah,
that's what they're meant.
but it's imagination. That's what they've done. Imagination.
Exactly, like,
but if they have done this in the climate just for the sake of that, what happened in 2020 and whatnot,
that's crazy.
That's wild. That's wild. You know what I mean? I don't
want to sit there and be like, I'm not playing your
that's
games
wild.
No more,
you know what I mean?
It like because at one point, right?
That is
you're
wild.
not condoning what's happening, but you're still kind of the problem, right? Like,
yeah,
cool. What is like? My thing is, you put him in a game for what, right? Are you putting him in a game to sit there and bring like, you know, just knowledge?
Yeah.
Right? Or are you just trying to do it to appease a community in which you're trying to, you know, like to, you know, get support from? And it's like it's bad, right? Because like let's really be real. You don't need to try and like pilfer our interests.
Yeah, you don't.
Bro,
you can do it. You could have done.
Ones, bro, look at me.
You could have done whatever.
Years strong in the franchise, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You could have done whatever. They could have done whatever in Japan. You know what I mean? Like with
exactly,
whatever. That's what they could have done. You know.
And then this brings up what we talked about earlier off camera, where it was like, yo, when we get movies based in, you know, Egypt, right?
Yeah, they're not Gods of Egypt, bro. Gods of Egypt. Like, don't get me wrong, the acting was good, but what were Egyptians? What were Egyptians?
They're African, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I was about to say, right? Like, they're not understanding, like, yo, Egypt is a part of Africa, right? Like, what y'all thought? Like, I don't want to get all like religious, and I'm not going to get religious, but if you have understood certain texts from the Bible, his skin was of bronze and his hair was wool.
That's the
that
biblical.
sound like a more fair skinned person. Like I'm gonna be very nice about it. I don't want people to sit there and be like,
yeah, no, it's true.
Because you say something crazy. But does that like description let you know? Like does that say, oh yeah, he's very fair skinned? No, He is
No.
of maybe a couple of shades lighter, if not my color, if not C4's color, right? Like, but then it's like, just think about it. Egypt is in Africa.
Egypt,
We already
yeah.
know the demographic of Africa, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yes, there are lighter skinned people, there
Yeah.
are dark skinned people. There's people of all different ranges.
And that's
right?
cool. And that's cool.
But if they say his skin was like bronze,
yeah.
what's wrong, bro? Ain't that the same color as a color like copper? Right? What's copper? Ain't that like a little like brown, maybe like a little reddish tint, something like come on now, like let's really be real. Like I need people to put on their thinking caps. I need people to be real with themselves. That's what it is. I think that's what like when we get to the like the just the end of the day in this video, people need to be real with themselves. That's what it really is. People need to Ubisoft need to be real. If those allegations prove true,
yeah, it's looking mad. It is looking mad. Like, and the thing is as well with that, if that is also true as well, then I can understand people's gripes a lot more and whatnot. Why? If that's the case, if there's real evidence that if that's the truth that they're trying to pander because of Black Lives Matter, then it's like, all right, well, we won't participate in the game or just whatever. Like, we don't have to play, we don't have to do it, whatever. If people still want to, it's still there. It's always gonna be there, I guess. You know what I mean? But
then my thing is too with that, right? Is like if you have gripes with a game, right? And like you just said, right? Like if it's because you're inserting this character to appease the social political climate of what happened with the BLM and everything, this is like you're hating on this game for the wrong reason because this is historical facts that he was in Japan during this time.
Now,
so like be upset with the fact that you like it. Just say that you're mad because there was real life a black superhero in Japan. Like if we're really going to be honest, just really be mad.
And one thing I will say, like in terms of the history of Yasuke, a lot of it we generally don't know. I generally don't know in terms of like where was. All I know, he was in Japan. All I know, he was there. He was a retainer. Was a retainer, whatever. You know what I mean. But one thing I will say, Ubisoft, your incompetence for you to say it's 100% facts, everything is true in a video game.
But see, no. Actually, though, Ubisoft, to my knowledge, never said that because they always have a disclaimer at the beginning of the games. I don't know if they was doing it with the last few.
Yeah,
I remember at the beginning of the games.
Oh, that's true.
This is
like based on not non-fiction.
Yeah. There are
certain characters and whatnot. That's true.
Non-fictional
that's
characters.
That's true.
With fiction, with fictitious stories.
So I must have heard that. I heard that from Twitter. Then it seems because people on Twitter, This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
This is not.
I just went off.
Ubisoft, pay your biz. You know, partner, but I didn't want you to sit there. And get smoked online because they gonna sit there and be like, bro, what are you really doing, bro?
But that's what I'm saying. So that means to say that the fact that Assassin's Creed do that, Twitter, like I can't even lie, the people on Twitter, you just went crazy for no reason, knowing that Assassin's Creed have said this at the start of pretty much every game. Like before you get into it. That's crazy.
That ass, we don't even have to go through the rest of this video. That's real life what it is.
Anyway.
Ubisoft.
I heard
y'all did your due diligence and letting us know that it's not 100% nonfiction.
Let me just
There's going to be some fictitious aspects to it.
Yeah.
And that's why we love it. Well, that's why I love it. And C4 loves it too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak for both of us. This is why we love it, right? Because there's an element of imagination that you guys put to it.
Yeah.
That is like, it makes this come to life. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It feels real. Like, I feel like if I go into an animus, like if there's an animus out there, I could go and relive my old ancestral memories and be like, yo, Ezio, what's good, bro? This is somebody who learned from you. You're the mentor, like Altair, like Connor, Rata Canton. Like, come on now.
Yeah, come on,
let's
man.
really be real. Like, Ubisoft, part of, and then it's like, all right, if you have a problem with Ubisoft doing this with this game, then you have a problem with any other franchise doing it with any other game, any other movie they create. You're mad that it's fictitious. Like, you just mad because it's not you at that point.
Basically.
You want a game based on your life. Like that's
Yeah.
like yo C4. That's like you hating, right?
Mm.
And you be like, man, why Batman got to be a white billionaire? Why that can't be me? Why can't be a black billionaire?
Nah, it's
Like,
true,
bro,
it's true.
like, yo,
You know
just
what I
accept
mean?
it for what it is.
Like,
Not,
just,
not.
you know.
If you don't like it, you don't have to play. You don't have to indulge in it. And that's what people's
You
not
get me?
understanding.
Like,
People's not understanding.
and to go off topic a little bit, yeah. Like,
Mhm.
when it comes to superheroes, anyway, there's poor ones, there's rich ones, there's Batman, who's a rich billionaire. There's Spider-Man, who is a guy that's struggling, like, you know what I mean, trying to find his way and whatnot. So, you know, there's black superheroes, the same thing, rich and whatever. So, you know,
There's a story. Everybody has a story to tell us about who's going to listen. I've been saying that for ages, bro. When it comes for like people to understand each other, everybody has a story. Like I have a story that I probably haven't shared. You have a story that you probably haven't shared.
Oh, yeah, of course,
You know, we
yeah.
have other people that have stories that they haven't shared. And it's about who's going to listen, right? Like if you could take the time out and sit there and put yourself to
Yeah.
the side and empathize, not sympathize because there's a difference. Empathize with, you know, that part
story,
of the
then yeah, you're
person,
cool, yeah, and you get
then
it, you know.
you can sit there and gain a whole different perspective.
It's different if you're lying. If you're lying, then you know.
Oh yeah. You ever had thoughts you ain't think? Like, you know, like you ever had thoughts you ain't think? Like there's a situation that happened to me a few years ago. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but I realized that this person was only having intellectual conversations with me to steal my mindset, right? Like to broadcast as if they were
the ones doing this and whatnot.
These,
okay,
you know, these points and stuff. I'm like, so it's like, you know, you ever had thoughts you ain't think, and you know, people just have intellectual conversation. Not all people, some people have intellectual conversation with you just to steal your mindset because the audience that they might go to, you probably, I won't say never reach, but you haven't reached yet. So now then they say they could do it first, and then boom, now like you get there, and then people is like, oh, I heard this before. You know, you sound kind of like, and you be like, they got that from me. Like it was me.
Yeah, nah, for real.
Shout out to my son frequently say, I built this shit. Me break my mother break, and I'll be damned if I
there's
let
no
you take
credit.
shit now. Yeah, like,
there's
come
no
on.
credit.
Like, come on now. Like, my whole thing is, you know, and there's people that in the past, I'm just not gonna name names. I know somebody gonna come in the comment section and be like, name names. I'm not gonna name names because that's messy. But there are people that have been called the discount version of other people.
Damn.
And I'm like, bro, everybody learns from somebody, right? But it's about how you integrate that into your being and make it work for you.
Yeah, well,
not be a one-to-one. Imitation is not always good, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Never duplicated.
It's not. Nah. Sometimes sometimes you really got to be creative and come up with your own like little styles and
like
things and whatnot. You know what I mean? You can't just copy everything that everyone else is doing or what someone else does. Like, nah. Whatever works for people is work for you. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So you have to be very mindful of that. I understand, like, even with YouTube, like, I get, like, I watch a lot of people that I'm inspired by, like Chris Smooth, Belize, like, you know, RDC, all these types of people, but they have their style for their exact reasons why they're big. You know what I mean? I have to do my own thing. I can't just copy them and expect, oh yeah, this is gonna work. No, like, you gotta have your own catchphrases or your own little slogan or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So,
my wallet, like, you know, it is just. I remember Smooth asked me one time. He was like, "Why do you say that?" I'm like, "Cause like," and so I actually got that from playing ball, like growing up.
Yeah.
There was this one dude, who, like, you know, if you get the steal, it's like you stealing a wallet. So you'd be like, my wallet. Like, he said it in a different tone, but me, you know, my voice could still hit certain octaves and shit like that.
Yeah, so you
that
just did it your way.
Pause if necessary. Yeah, so it's like, you know, but it's like I could have just went the whole rest of my life and be like, yo, I made that up. No, I got it from somebody. I made it fit to me, and I give him his flowers. Like, anytime I go back to the hood, and I see him, I'll be like, yo, I use that, and it's like, it's just, paying homage, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's not.
of course.
Don't ever be too great and high on your horse to not pay homage and
Yeah,
show
for real.
humility. Like, that goes a long way. And
Yeah, for real.
I real life feel like people don't
do that enough, man. You don't do that enough. So,
let's get back
Let's
into
get back to
Yasuke now. Also, sidebar before I go back, hey guys, I'm supposed to be at work.
Oh boy.
Well, we gonna press play.
This is what I was told by this source, but Ubisoft may have opted to include Yasuke in order to pander to identity politics because of Black Lives Matter. I know, it's a hell of a statement. Again, they said they cannot confirm 100%, but they did say that they have seen the original.
If you cannot confirm 100%, why put it in this video?
Yeah, because it makes it look like, oh my days.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
Like
the things with insiders, yeah. As much as they say certain things, if it's not 100%, you can't say. If you saw a document and it was like, yeah, this is 100%, or like an email or something, or somebody said it confirmed.
People could tell you anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Because a lot of people like to set people up. So now that they told you this, they're gonna be like, yeah, you're gonna get this out there. So now they could sit there and be like, oh yeah, they're getting crazy with our name out here. They're saying that we're doing this. It's not even what it is. Here's what it really is, and now you look stupid.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see.
There's always it's three sides of the story.
Yeah.
Their side, the other side, and
the actual truth. So when that comes out, that will come out.
Yep.
Japanese hero character, and that they were actually mortified when they saw Yasuke for the first time in the game. Apparently, one of the videos that Ubisoft was showing of Yasuke originally, and no, I'm not kidding you, was Yasuke destroying a grocery store property with his weapons in order to show the game's physics engine. But the source said that they couldn't believe how tone-deaf Ubisoft.
I really don't see any problem with that. Like, I get the stereotype that could be placed in the back of your mind with that, but we're not thinking about that.
We're not thinking about.
They're showing like, yo, you can destroy the environment, like, bro, like he's.
But
like,
they show that in a lot of games, though. Like, why bro? Like,
bro,
come on.
He's black. It's because he's black. Come on.
Man, I know, but bro, like GTA, bro, they're gonna show people. Somebody gonna get shot. I'm just saying, somebody's gonna get shot.
Let's talk about it, right? Real quick, right? Who they had stealing cars in GTA? Don't worry, I'll wait. In GTA 5.
People still bought the game.
Franklin and what's his man's name? Lamont? I think that was his name.
Lamont, I think so, yeah.
Bro. And what were they? Black. So what stereotype? What stereotype?
I mean, hey, yeah.
Come on now. Y'all not sitting coming at Rockstar, but y'all coming at Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Come on now. Y'all gotta come at everybody the same way.
Bro.
The same way.
There's gotta be something more drastic than that.
People don't like me. People not gonna like me online. Cause I'm gonna give it up the same way online, offline, inline. Like skating wise, I don't know. Like, shit.
For real.
You know, like, you gotta call everybody out, bro. Like, if you gonna sit there and be mad at one, be mad at the other people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's oh my gosh, so many conundrums in it.
Was being considering they were literally showing a black guy in a foreign country destroying property.
They need to go
this
like,
the parkour's not as like
Shadows was all over the game, fluid. And like I said, Yasuke was inserted
like, it works for like
Ghost
of Tsushima because
reasons.
we wasn't promised that he was an assassin. He was just a warrior.
Yeah.
I'm a warrior, Tastic. I'm a warrior.
And they actually thought including him would be a really big selling point for the game. They apparently believed by inserting Yasuke that they could garner and pander to the modern audience, which is cringe. But yes, these studios are still trying to pander to these groups that, like I've said so many times, they literally do not exist. Another very damning allegation I was told by sources was that compared to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that Shadows has only about 7% the pre-order numbers of Valhalla during the same time period. Yes, you heard that right, guys. 7% of Valhalla. So that other reports where Stuttering Craig, a side-scroller, said Shadows only had about 800 physical pre-orders over about 900 plus stores in America. He is telling the truth, my friends. So it's pretty evident
Okay.
that Ubisoft delayed
But
the
see,
game
but
not
that-
only
but
due to
that's-
backlash, but because they were getting next to nothing pre-order wise when compared to Valhalla or even Mirage even. I don't have
that's
exact concrete
fair,
numbers
right?
on Valhalla
That's cool.
But y'all,
pre-orders prior
there's
to
nobody
launch.
pre-ordering
However,
it because
remember that Valhalla
niggas
is
is trying to find
Ubisoft's second most
a
profitable
reason to
game
not
of all
buy
Yeah,
it and not
time,
play the game.
and also, what's wrong with
fully
waiting
since
until
launch.
getting it cheaper
Shadows
or
currently,
on
as
release or
of
whatever?
making of this video, or like a month ago, I guess, has about 7%
They want their
of
money, I
that,
know.
if you can
Mm.
believe
I feel
it.
it.
I was also
Dude, that
told
look
that
like an old
Ubisoft has
Ezio
made
right there, though.
Shadows the most microtransaction
Yo,
filled
I'm not gonna-
experience from launch compared
save
to
that for,
any
like,
other
offline, 'cause-
previous title that they have ever released in the franchise. So we're talking loads of DLC armor, weapons, mounts, trinkets, etc. for both characters, all
Okay.
for premium costs. Which of course
Premium
is
costs.
nonsense because the game is full price.
Yeah, okay,
launch.
premium
They
costs. Okay,
actually thought,
okay, yeah,
according to
yeah.
my
That should be like
source,
DLC
that
free kind of
Shadows
stuff.
would
Yeah,
be
or
doing
cheaper
better
at least,
than
cheaper.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
No, I am not kidding.
Well, you know.
Besides the abysmal pre-orders, the thing that actually spooked Ubisoft more than anything else was how Japan reacted to the one-legged Torigate figurine. Remember that's the merchandise product where
seen that.
Yasuke and Naoe are standing on a symbol of Nagasaki getting the atom bomb dropped on them?
Yeah.
Yet these characters take place in Japan, well, before that even happens. And this
Okay, I can
culturally
understand.
Yeah, I can
devastating
understand that. Yeah,
news
for
had
real. I can
proved
understand that.
Ubisoft was not
Because
adequate enough
it's
to
two
make the
different
game
time periods.
or
Yeah.
really know anything about the time period. It led to the higher-ups admitting defeat and demanding that the game get a cultural do-over, if you will. They wanted things
you
to
gotta
be
do
more
your due diligence.
authentic
Mm.
because the one-legged Torigate incident was so embarrassing and baffling that
Yeah.
they didn't want anything else like that to ever happen again
See,
in their
that's why you gotta
history.
do your
So,
research. You gotta
that's
do your due
another
diligence.
big
Yeah.
reason for you. As of now, from what I've been told, February 2025 is being chosen because Ubisoft believes there will be a AAA gaming drought around that time period. So they're hoping that they
Okay.
can capitalize by releasing Shadows then
That's
instead
fine.
of November 15th, which was its original release.
Now it makes sense because,
Even though
like,
there
let me
are
pause it for
plenty
a
of
second,
games
yeah.
coming around
Yeah,
that
I'm
time.
posing too. Because around this time, let's go back.
Look
to,
what's coming out in October.
like,
We
to
got
August. Wait, no. Let's go back to August.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
Black Myth Wukong that we
Yeah,
was waiting
yeah.
for
Outlaws
years.
came out in
Even
August.
Uh-huh.
What came out this month? Has anything come out this month?
September 2K.
Oh yeah, okay, 2K,
Madden.
Madden, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Madden came out at the end of August,
yeah,
right? What else? I think FIFA,
yeah. FIFA, okay.
right? And then October is Dragon Ball. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
Dragon Ball
Which game?
Sparking Zero,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, and then even November. What's that? The Indiana Jones game at the end of the month, end of November. So
Mhm.
you know,
So it was a very
it makes sense.
jam packed period.
makes sense.
Like, I'm still playing. I'm still behind on games.
Yeah, for real. Actually, I'm alright with my yeah. I think I've only got like 2 or 3 now, but still, yeah, I'm okay.
Well, you know, we all can't be C4.
Well,
You know.
For real. I'm sure I've got. I mean, the thing is about me, like when it comes to certain games, anyway, like if I've not played them, I'll just play in my own time, and I've always got time to do it in my own time anyway. It just depends what it is, innit? If it's something like Resident Evil, like yeah, that's Resident Evil 8, guys. That's coming to the channel at some point. I do want to get Silent Hill 2 because obviously that's coming out on the 8th of October as well, same day as Sparking Zero. So, but I'll have to wait until at least Black Friday, maybe Christmas time to get that. So, yeah.
Like Monster Hunter Wilds will release in that same period,
Yeah, Monster
which
Hunter.
makes me believe that Ubisoft will indeed push the game even further back than intended.
Oh boy.
One of the things for sure getting removed from Shadows, according to my sources, is indeed the rap hip-hop music for Yasuke.
Huh?
Apparently, Ubisoft brought out a questionnaire, and they were unanimously told that the rap music was tonally wrong and completely unneeded. And that it was
I get-
actually
There's rap
offensive that
music?
Ubisoft
Yeah,
would
apparently. I mean, I get it. You know, I get it as well. Like,
in a
I mean, because
game
rap wasn't
that
even
was
created.
Yeah, it wasn't
set
even
well
out then,
before
yeah.
music existed, and
Just
it
give
was
us
only
some real,
implemented
like,
because
Asian, you know, violins, you know,
That's going
something.
to be gone for
Japanese
sure.
music.
There
Yo,
also
Japanese music, that's what I'm
from the
saying.
He
game
was
that,
not spitting
according
no
to my
rhymes back
source,
in the
told me
1600s,
that it
bro.
would actually
1500s.
enrage
He was
players
not
if they heard
spitting
it.
this.
I wasn't given concrete examples of
He said,
what
"We
kind of
live in
dialogue,
this. We
but
can't
the
quit with
source
this."
assumed it may have been Yasuke
I'm
saying
trying to be
some sort of
ubiquitous with Ubisoft.
socio-political pandering nonsense about how he was sold by white men or something, and that he hates white men and white supremacy must
Alright.
be abolished and such.
All
They're also
right.
removing this because, of course, if that were in the game, It would absolutely be highlighted and used to detract even more people from supporting the game in the
All right,
future.
hold on. Let me
Also,
just pause
during
that real quick.
development,
The only people that would detract is that culture.
That
Not
culture,
gonna
yeah.
name names. They already named names when they said it just now.
Well, it'll be
That's
the
reason why.
it'll be the racists. That's what it will be. It will
Yeah,
detract those. You know what I mean?
they're gonna be
Because
like, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. Old head asses, bro. Come on,
oh
bro.
my gosh.
Like,
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm glad I didn't live in those times because I'm real life petty. So I'm glad I didn't live in those times, but I'm glad that it's now at a point where it's more out in the open
Yeah.
than if you had to really question if somebody was like that or not.
Yeah, no,
Like,
for
we
real,
can
for
tell
real, for
now
real.
more.
For real. Like even in the UK, like, bro, ever since I would probably say since Brexit and even since like even more after COVID, the UK's changed and it's clear as day. Like it's clear as day.
Clear as day in 4K. I'm pressing play.
one of the hardest things to implement for Ubisoft apparently was the parry system, according to sources. And allegedly, Shadows was also going to be the last
I
game
get
in
it
the
because it's not
series
like a
that would feature the RPG-like gameplay mechanics that started in Origins. And that future releases would instead go back to what the series was most known for, which was more of an action-adventure.
Okay.
Just look at Unity.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
That's what that's what I knew they were. They have to come back because, bro, like we've been saying for the last 10, 13 years that
yes, Lord, you hear my prayers. I do because we was talking about this earlier.
Oh boy.
I reference, go back to the beginning of the video where we was talking about AC1. I love it.
Nah,
I
for
love
real,
it. I
for
love
real.
it. I love it. Let's go. Because that really just warmed my heart. Cause like, and it's not even like Mirage wasn't bad when it came.
Nah,
to
Mirage
RPG.
wasn't bad to that. It was close, but it wasn't, fully there.
Was there really any RPG elements in Mirage? Like, I don't think I had to.
Nah, not really. I didn't have to equip anything like that. You think those little bits here and there, but not like fully. Nah. So
yeah,
you were cool.
Yeah.
Or Assassin's Creed 2, that kind of thing instead. With stuff like the more timed combat of the original and such, and apparently the RPG stuff is very difficult to implement, and Ubisoft wants to lessen the load, as they say, in future games. I was also told that the next Assassin's Creed, which is called Hexy or Hex, which is set during the Salem witch trials, was being internally claimed, and get this, to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. I'm told that it only has a single female protagonist, and it's also the most fantastical Assassin's Creed yet. There will be lots of mysticism, and will also have, as they said, very...
Did I hear that correctly? Hold on. Because the explanation that he just did, right? I'm going to turn on...
Wow.
I'm going to turn... Okay, wait.
Yeah, he did say, what in the world?
All right,
what?
I'm gonna just press play. I'm not making a comment on that.
Okay, no. The only thing I'm gonna say. The only thing I'm gonna say about this is that I don't care what people's preferences are. I really don't care. Like, do what you do whatever. We don't care. I don't business in it. You know what I mean? I'm not a guy that's gonna be like, oh, I don't like this person because their sexuality is this or whatever. I don't care in it. You know what I mean? Live your life how you see fit in it. You know what I mean? But I do understand to an extent of if they're gonna push this in front of my face, like, oh, it's got
laws if necessary.
X, Y, Z, X, Y, and Z, like gay, lesbian, whatever. If they're gonna like make it a thing where it's like, oh, they're gonna push it in front of my face and be like, oh yeah, you have to deal with this, and it's just like, whoa, like, listen, I'm cool. I don't care about that stuff. It's always, so it should always be a choice. That's all I'm saying, So.
But my thing is, like, so from what I before.
But witches though, witches. I mean, like.
My thing is like, cause you literally just said this, and you said because they have one female protagonist, bro. Like, what does that have to do with any? That's why I had to stop. Like, I had to make sure that what I heard. What was being portrayed was one and the same or like in line with each other, because that was wild. That was wild.
Oh God, we're cooked.
Striking visuals. I don't know if that means an entirely different art style
that's
or
Connor?
anything, but
That look
this
like
is what I
Connor.
was
That
told.
does, yeah.
It will still be an open world action game like the other ones, but from what I've been told, it is the biggest departure yet for the series. My sources claim that Hex or Hexy, whatever it's called, is very, very female power oriented.
That's fine.
We are talking lots of lesbian relationships and female
Okay.
characters. It has witch covens and apparently very little masculine presence.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me pause
That
this. Let me
they
pause this.
believe
Yeah.
it-
Even with that, because you got to remember, witches that were around back in
Witches
those
were
times.
witches.
There was no men.
participating in
There
that
was no
in
men.
those
So,
times,
like,
bro.
what
We
did
don't
they?
get wizards until Harry Potter.
Yeah, but for real, like we don't get wizards and witches until until Harry Potter. But back then,
Alright, well,
when people
if
used to
we're really
hunt,
real, we have spellcasters, mages.
yeah, okay, cool. But
Like, come on now.
when it gets to like when
The
it gets
Salem witch trials, of course, it's going to be women.
there was no men back then. Like there was literally no men. The only thing I can say that it's not going to feel like Assassin's Creed is only because the witch environment. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't.
Like you're probably going to do spells and
Yeah,
stuff.
like
And
I can't get
hey,
I can't
alright,
get with that.
whatever.
If I want to do spells, I can just play Hogwarts Legacy. That's that's
Exactly.
literally what it is. You know?
But we don't know how they're going to implement it. I think,
Yeah.
I don't. And we could just reference this if I am right in future, right? We're going to come back to this video. I feel like whoever the main protagonist is, I don't think she would use witchcraft per se, but they're gonna think that she's using witchcraft with how fast she moves, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like with Basim and Mirage, right? When you did the little like all right, boom, you hit one, then you hit another one, and they was like, oh, it's an animus glitch.
Okay,
Right?
right,
They're gonna
right.
think that she's like a witch because there's no way she's doing the things that she's doing. Like she might low key be strong like a man, and she's like, nah, how you doing that? Like you must have really like sold your soul to move like this. Like
For real.
I feel like it's gonna be
that's what I'm
and
saying.
if it's not, I'm wrong. I'm fine with being wrong, but at the same
I
time,
probably will leave this game alone just because if to me like Valhalla Odyssey, that's what took me away. If this is gonna be on those type of
because it was a supernatural.
parameters, you know what I mean? Cool. I can understand not playing this. That's fine. I'm cool. I won't play this.
I'm gonna still give it a try.
You know what I mean? I might
I'll
if
play
there's a
some
demo, I
games.
might give it a little try and stuff. But
you know, there's never. A
but
demo.
for real, there's never a demo. Like even with even with the female empowerment thing, even with that,
I'm just getting some water. I can't hear you.
even with the female empowerment thing, I'm not necessarily bothered about that because again, witches were women. That's what it is. That's what it was, right? The majority of them were women. There wasn't really any men that was being that. There was men and women hunting them, but the majority of the times witches were women. And also, it's like, well, as long as they don't,
right?
if the female empowerment thing is like, oh, we have to get rid of men, that's when I'll be like, all right, you're going a bit too far here because none of our games that are about men, we don't say get rid of women and things like that, even though there's been cases where things like that happen, but it's always redeemed because of how the character is in that particular game. So that's how I get it. Like as long as they ain't shitting on anybody, it's whatever.
It's a very patriarchal thing, right? Because like if we're really going to like look back, right? Odyssey had Cassandra.
Yeah, Odyssey had Cassandra. Yeah.
Syndicate had Evie alongside
oh yeah, Evie. Yeah,
Jacob,
I forgot. Yeah.
Right. You can kind of say Origins had Aya,
his wife.
Bayek,
yeah. And then
right?
Unity had what's her name from the temple? She was a Templar.
What was her name? Dang.
She
was a real one too. I ain't gonna hold
she
you.
was
Like that,
yeah, for real.
Then the modern day story had Lucy next to Desmond, right? Like y'all, like, are y'all mad because now the female lead
again their turn basically
is taking the lead?
Yeah.
And now there's no man presence, but there was no man presence in Odyssey. I didn't hear y'all talk about Odyssey like this, right? Y'all wasn't talking about Syndicate like this. Y'all talking about the bugs in Syndicate. Y'all wasn't talking about the fact. Y'all was like, oh my gosh, you can use 2 different people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for
like
real.
y'all wasn't going. Y'all like I'm just trying to understand whether like is it a crime to be black? Is it a crime to be a woman?
True.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like that's what it feels like because y'all patronizing
Yeah.
Ubisoft
I want to
because
see.
they're putting Yasuke
Yeah.
in this game, and now y'all patronizing Ubisoft for putting a woman as the lead in
Yeah.
a game based on the time period of a environment that was heavily influenced by women. Like, come on now, like.
Yeah, I want to see what they say about Outlaws because apparently it's something weird to do with the cells or whatever. But we'll see what this person's saying.
Game will be scaled down in the future and then made into a liberation-esque game instead of a mainline title.
Y'all wasn't mad
the
about
one that
Liberation.
had, the smaller games. Anyway, let's keep going. Mostly because Ubisoft does not have confidence that Hex will sell well at all, and this too was put into development when a lot of these pandering games were first being pitched or made. Internally, as I was being told, the developers behind Hex joked that the game will indeed piss off the fan base, but they wanted to make it anyway. I assume because the game is devoid of male characters, besides of course the ones you probably kill or hunt, and like I said, it's going to have borderline magic at this point in the Assassin's Creed series, so expect lots of weird Isu gobbledygook, I guess, as well, like but that's what I was told about Hex so far. They also told me that there's not a chance in hell that Ubisoft doesn't go bankrupt, and that Ubisoft's backup plan, if they were to get a bailout or if things were to turn around so that they could actually, exist in the future and not just immediately cease all operations.
I can understand that to the extent as well why they would go back
and then remake the original Assassin's Creed game, which is apparently not in development right now. And they also will pivot and just remake the entire Ezio trilogy as well in order to just garner goodwill and get the support from the players again. These sources also believe that Hex will likely never see the light of day, but if it does, they will be actually shocked if it's not cancelled or at the very least reduced dramatically in scope. I'm also told that many game studios are aware of Gamergate 2, and while they fear the implications of being caught in that war, that many studios have no desire or will to change their games to appeal to core audiences anymore. According to my sources, and this was one of the most damning allegations, so please listen carefully here, is that the game industry across plenty of studios will start to market their games as being devoid of identity politics and pandering almost completely. However, the actual content within these games in the future will not be altered or lessened in terms of identity political content, despite this tonal change in marketing. Simply put, many studios and publishers are still all in on DEI and wokeness in the future. Like, they are not changing that. And they still want you to consume this content, whether you want to or not. But they will now sell you the games by marketing them to you to trick you into thinking that they're not woke, basically.
Okay,
and then you will buy it, and then sometime into the future experiences, all the...
That's the part, right? That's the downside, right? Because now you're omitting the truth, and now you're being dishonest.
Yeah, I hear that.
Like,
I hear that.
That's the only thing. Like, granted, right? Like, you want things to help, understand certain topics, right? Like, I get it, right? You want to be informational as possible, as well as entertaining. You don't have to lie to us, Craig. How you get fired on your day off, Craig?
Nah, bro, you don't have to lie. You don't have to. You don't have to lie.
Like, because it's like, my thing is like, yo, you just broadcast that this is what it is. For those of the people that want to play, they're gonna play it. For those that don't, sayonara,
I feel like the gaming industry has always been kind of like, I've never once thought about a particular game and thought, oh, this needs more black people, or depending on what type of game it is, I've never really thought like, oh, this needs a black person, or this and that. Whatever the case may be.
Support your claim.
Yeah.
Just look at the blurred community, right? Us as black nerds, right?
Yeah.
We play every fucking thing. I have one of my best friends. He plays JRPGs and stuff like that. Like, I've never heard of half the games that he play. I don't know how he learned about them, but that's what he likes.
Yeah.
And if that's what he likes, he's going to play it. If you like something, you're going to play it.
Yeah, word. You give it a chance, and if you don't, and if it comes out wrong, whatever,
like how you say you don't
just
like something. If
you just say it straight. Like, you don't like it because of X, Y, Z, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, like, particularly, guys, Gotham Knights, yeah, you can go on my channel, you can see, like, the final thoughts for that, right, yeah? Everybody completely shitted on that game. They completely should have. And for reasons I understand. Because if I got the game in late November, so probably like a few weeks after it came out for like a solid price. Like, probably, I think it's half the price, so it's like £25. If I finished the game probably before, let's say, March of April of 2023, I would have said, yeah, this game is bad. It's like a 5.5. But because there were certain patches that came through and made it a little bit better, I was like, all right, cool, I can deal with it. You know what I mean? There's still other issues, but it can't get more than a 7.5 because, you know, the gameplay and stuff just wasn't, like, it got repetitive a lot.
It wasn't.
The story
wasn't
is
like
great.
out
The
of
story,
all games.
if you are a DC fan, check out the story for Gotham Knights. Yeah?
Yeah, I started it. I just gotta continue.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like,
I think I
Gotham
got like
Knights,
3 or 4 videos myself.
it had like Court of Owls, it had the Penguin, it had Ra's al Ghul, it had Talia al Ghul, it had the elements to be the story wise.
Imagine if the studios that made
Arkham,
Arkham series,
if the Arkham series studio made it, then hey, it would have been gold. It would have been gold.
I would have been like, game of the year.
For real, it would have been that. Because the story was really good, but it was just the gameplay that really bothered me about that game.
The wokeness, I guess, will reveal itself, and then you will be probably too far into these games in order to refund them, and then these studios and publishers will then make their money. I asked my sources if they were sure of this. They said that they were, and that this is damning. So it looks like we're about to be getting some 4D chess moves from the industry soon, so expect a lot of deceiving marketing tactics that will be tricking you into buying games that you wouldn't normally buy yourself.
Yeah, and we've seen that before as well.
Vigilant enough before.
Yeah, I don't buy games off the hype. I buy games because I want
have
them.
to in the future, it seems. I was also told that Ubisoft internally wants to make games that will, as I wrote in my big info doc here that I'm referencing from, they want female characters to dominate the world and the games industry. Like, they want every game that they make to feature female protagonists in leading roles and lots of diversity and little to no white men at all within lead roles anymore. They hope that, according to my sources, that if they did,
but I feel, hold on a second,
would all follow in suit.
Hold on.
And this is basically being done because
so I feel like there's been many female leading roles anyway. Like, obviously there's more as time going on. Obviously.
Like all together, or are you talking about in just Ubisoft?
No, I'm talking like all together. Like, there's been quite a few games that's been like female led. Like, even like
look at Clement Dog in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Clementine. We got Samus from Metroid. You got was it Chloe and Nadine from the Uncharted Lost Legacy? We've got Lara Croft. We've got what's my girl from Perfect Dark again? But that's been around. Female things have been around for time. You know what I mean? Like, I understand at one point it was a lot of men like that were female. I mean, not sorry, that were male lead protagonists. Cool. Just balance. All we're always saying is balance. You know what I mean? Just balance it out. Do if it seems right, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they can't have their time and their shine, whatever. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not that. Women in gaming is always going to be a thing, and that's calm. That's fine. That's fine. Just balance it out. Like, we're not saying like everything has to be female. If it's good, cool. You know what I mean? I'm not really too bothered anyway. But I get it. Balance it out.
Yeah. I don't know. You know people.
Yeah.
They in real life be upset with what they don't understand.
I don't think that's going to be the case though, but we'll see. But again, just all we want is balance, really. Like the 50% this, 50% that, whatever. I don't care as long as it's a good game story, whatever.
Because they want to erase masculinity from gaming altogether. I wish I was kidding, but hey, this is what my sources were telling me.
I don't think that's the case.
Fellas, I was also told that the project that ruined Ubisoft was not actually Outlaws or Shadows. It was actually Skull and Bones.
This game.
Well, Skull and Bones was supposed to come out ages ago.
Anyway, that's been, come on.
I haven't played it yet.
Same, I've not played it either.
Somewhere from $650
I have it, but I just
$850 million over 10 years. And that
It's
Skull
because
and
they
Bones
thought that
feels so badly for
basing the game
Ubisoft.
off of
It was the actual
AC4's
reason
boat
why
play.
they're
Yeah,
not
no,
in
it's
the
not
ring
gonna work,
anymore
man.
right
You
now.
can't do that.
It's not actually Outlaws and Shadows.
Because I
if
heard
you
there's
can believe
no
it.
there's
So
no
they sunk a
combat right
legendary
outside of the
amount of
ship.
resources into that game, and it clearly did not work out for them at all. They
Alright, let me pause
actually
it for a second,
believed
yeah.
that Outlaws and Shadows would be the games to.
Oh,
So, to all the Star Wars Outlaw fans out there, yeah, it's not Outlaws that's caused the problem, all right? It's not Outlaws, idiot. And I don't want to get into too much of a tangent, but let me just say this in it, yeah, because me myself, I'm a big time Star Wars fan. I don't know about you, Tastic, the Star Wars and stuff. I don't know. What's the?
I'm a decent fan. I'm not gonna sit there and be like I'm an ultra fanatic.
Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously, like when it comes to Star Wars, I know the lore from like Legends, like even some novels and comics from like Disney and stuff in it. Yeah, cool. Like with Outlaws, yeah, I've even said this in a video that I said about the recent show, The Acolyte. Obviously, I don't like it, and that's how it is. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? But obviously, there's people that like it. I'm not stopping them from liking it, but I still think that show isn't a Star Wars show just because of what it was trying to do, and it didn't grasp me to understand like this is a Star Wars show. It doesn't even feel like it. You know what I mean? But I did say when it comes to Star Wars video games, we have seen there's been a better video games for Star Wars like Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, Battlefront. The remakes 1 and 2 weren't the best at the start, but the patches afterwards kind of helped it. You know what I mean? But it still could have been a lot better. So I think the Star Wars video games right now have been in a better space than the actual movies or shows or anything like that because it's still Star Wars. Now, Outlaws, I haven't even had a chance to play this yet, but I'm hoping it's good. I haven't gone off what everybody else is saying. I'm just going to play it. I'm going to give my honest opinions about it. You know what I mean? Star Wars, if people want to talk about like so-called woke nonsense and whatever, take a look at Star Wars right now and tell me there's a lot of stuff. I don't even like the term woke in it, yeah? But
are they mad now at the fact that because like the latest trilogy, right? Is a shorty. The shorty is a shorty.
Yeah, it's not even
mad?
it's not even that. Like the character, she's been poorly written in it. I like a lot of us of it. She was poorly written. Like Force Awakens started off good, but when you get to the Last Jedi and Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker, it's like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, where did this come from? Like, and even the actress said herself that they didn't know what they was gonna do with Rey. So I was just like, so if they don't know what they're doing, that means this trilogy is just over with. Like it's done. They've not done anything to. They've not stuck to the code. I know George Lucas wasn't perfect with Star Wars himself, yeah, but these people at Disney, they have not stuck to the code. You know what I mean? And then also, Kathleen Kennedy, she's another reason why we don't like a lot of people don't like Star Wars now. I don't hate her, but I don't like how she's moving because she's like, oh, the Force is female, and it's like. No one in Star Wars said that the females are not represented in Star Wars. There's been a lot of female characters in Star Wars that we all appreciate and love. And it's like, why don't you adapt on those characters that we love already? And instead of making new ones that don't make sense, that's what it really comes down to with Star Wars. But in terms of the video games, we've had a lot of fun. And most of the Star Wars video games for the last maybe 10 years, I would say half good, half bad. For the most part, they've been okay. So yeah, if Outlaws isn't the problem in Ubisoft, I think people do need to actually step up and just play this game. If you want to play it, that's fine, but you can't just trash it just because of what's going on at Disney Star Wars, then what's going on in the video game world. Because here's my thing.
You're not even doing your due diligence.
Look at Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. That's about Cal Kestis, a guy who was a nobody. They turned his story into something. So you're telling me that they can't do this with
Shameless.
You know, you know what I mean? But this guy was literally, I thought, what's this story gonna be? Is he gonna be up with somebody special or whatnot? He started off from nothing, from a Jedi who was just a Padawan, any random Padawan, to being somebody because of Order 66. So, you know what I mean? And tell me, look at those elements of Star Wars, like Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, and tell me that's not Star Wars. That is Star Wars. The Acolyte, I don't know what they were coming up over there with, but boy, I'm telling you, and I normally can just sit through things and deal with it, but that I was just like, yo, Acting. There
Yeah,
was only
as a fanatic of the franchise, you know, you're gonna feel something. That's like why like I be feeling like not like to say something about the Assassin's Creed franchise, but it's like, yo, like when I didn't like the game, I didn't like the game. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yo, I loved every game. Like, no,
yeah,
I
no, of
love the
course.
franchise. Not every game is going to hit.
Yeah.
I understand that. It's not going to detract me from buying the next one.
Yeah,
or playing
no,
the
for
next
real,
one
for
when it
real.
becomes free. Like,
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I understand as well. Like, not every show or movie is gonna be great or whatever, this and that. But as long as it follows the code, I'll be like, you know, at least they tried to follow the code and they tried to do something. It just didn't work. The Acolyte
yeah,
didn't work. I'm telling you, that's just me personally. Now, someone on here might be like, I Acolyte Superhead, but I'm just telling you from my own experience. And this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, for real. I have to say this because the moment I say on Twitter I don't like it, it's got I explain my reasons. I'm a person who explains why I don't like it. The acting wasn't the best. Okay, you had what's his name from Squid Games? The main actor from Squid Games. Him and the actor who played the villain pretty much saved it. They had Carrie Moss, Trinity. They had Trinity in this show. She did her thing, but for what she was given, it was bad. The story, the witches, there are witches in Star Wars, it's a big galaxy, whatever, cool. But why were these witches just like this is the thing that people were bothered about as well. There were two mothers. Okay, cool. But one of them was pregnant, one of them wasn't, and they had two twins. And I'm like, but okay. But they tried to make it like they're like next to Anakin kind of thing and Skywalker. Oh, they was born through the thread. What they call the Force is the thread. We all know it is the Force. Everyone's called it that. Night Sisters, witches, they've called it all of them.
What is that?
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
What is
this
that?
is what I'm saying. We all know it's the Force. And the only person that was born through the Force was Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. That's it. He was an anomaly. That's what it is. He was an anomaly. That's what it is. That's what Star Wars is. That's how it's been represented. Yeah? Then they want to put Yoda in. And I'm thinking, Yoda is a Grand Jedi Master. You mean to tell me, everything's going on, he can't sense this? Like, I'm just being for real.
Like he don't have the power.
That's what I'm saying. He felt all the 66. You see his heart go to his chest, boy. He was on planet Kashyyyk. You see his heart go to his chest. He felt it. So you mean to tell me he couldn't sense this? Yoda is so in tune with the Force. I don't think anyone understands how in tune Yoda is with the Force. This guy, he can feel planets, different parts of the galaxy. He knows. So why would he not know about this? Come on. Anyway, rant over. Let's get back.
Are you good? Back up. Right.
Pull them out of financial ruin after what happened with Skull and Bones. So in terms of Star Wars Outlaws, and this is crazy, I was told that Ubisoft was devastated internally by the sales in response to Outlaws, and that they actually thought that they would make, and no, I am not kidding, they thought Outlaws would do, as my sources tell me, Red Dead Redemption 2 levels of profit.
Nah, it's not gonna do that. It would have been
during development as Red Dead Star Wars. They thought they had a mega multiple franchise spin-off series in the works that would change the industry for the better in their opinion. I was also told at one time that the original pitch for Outlaws was actually a Mandalorian game. So, Massive is the studio that made Outlaws. They also made the Division games too. Apparently, the original vision for Outlaws was the Division, but instead of agents, each player was their own Mandalorian.
That would have been
and
sick.
There would be multiple Mandalorian families and crests, and you could swear your allegiance to whoever you wanted.
But hey, they can still make it.
I don't see anything wrong with this game right here.
That's what I don't. That's what I don't either.
Always online
that's what
action RPG.
The only thing I will say. Let me pause it again.
You could tackle bounty.
The only thing I will say that I think a lot of people had an issue with woman character. I was like, whatever. Let me see how this game plays out. So I saw the game, but I thought it looks cool. It's good, cool. I think her facial features in the game and stuff, because the mocap actress is, she's a very pretty girl, and obviously like she has good features. So we thought the face was gonna be like that. It's not like that, and I'm not gonna lie. The hair, and in some angles, it doesn't look the best. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't look the best.
This is the thing.
But
too. I think me and you talked about it with 2K.
I don't care about that.
Live.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about that. I'm here to play the story and the game. And again, maybe they wanted the character like this. That's how you got to think. If someone's making a game, if that's their vision for it, let them do their vision. You know what I mean? Not every woman looks alike. You know what I mean? So just let them go with whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but it's more those people have a problem with what they're dealing with internally, and now they're projecting.
Yeah, I put that's what. Yeah, but a lot of people are projecting. I will say that.
Yeah, because it's like how we just alluded to, right? They don't have a problem per se with Outlaw, right? Like especially like Ubisoft is not like going through their stuff because of Outlaw, is because like y'all just not buying the games, and why y'all not buying the games? Because y'all projecting onto these characters, right?
Yeah.
These characters are independent of you guys, right? They are made up of thoughts from countless minds, but they're devoid of you because like they're made in mind of you, like the consumer. But then it's like, let's really be real, right? Like we can't appease everybody.
No, you can't. You can't please everybody.
Can't appease everybody. And that's what people is not understanding.
These in quest with your friends or by yourself as your own fully customizable Mandalorian. You could find new pieces of gear, like in the Division, and then swap out your guns for different stats and, make your own builds. And there would be endgame content where you and your friends could jetpack around and fight in third-person cover-based shooting like Division, but obviously it's Star Wars. It sounded amazing,
but they can still do it.
I don't know why they didn't do it, but maybe
they can still do it,
I guess. And eventually, Massive would then shelve the idea and instead went all in on criminal empire stuff, and then they reduced their vision of the game into a solo single-player game that you know now. Also, from its inception, Outlaws was always intended to have a female main character too. Originally, as I was told, Kay Vess was actually an Indian woman, but they eventually brought on Humberly Gonzalez to play the character, but Ubisoft internally didn't want Kay Vess to be fully Latina either. So they ended up with this weird mix of a character that they wanted to pass as vaguely every ethnicity possible, and that was actually intended by design.
Why do you?
So that's why. All right, so
character.
Hold on, I'm
So if
gonna
you're
pause right
wondering
there.
why
So that explains what you were just saying, where like the person that this character is based off of doesn't look entirely like her.
Yeah.
This is why. Because they wanted to combine different faces, which is fine.
Yeah,
right?
That's fine.
But like that, people was like, well, you're saying that she's this person and I don't see her, and I'm like, everything is not what it seems. Like,
that's true.
Everything is not what it seems. Like, people gotta understand, like, just like how people be lying, like how y'all be lying. Everybody might tell a little story here and there.
Yeah, true.
But also, just because you wasn't told or / asked for that does not mean that you were lied to. That's what some people don't understand as well.
No, for real. Sure.
What up, CMV? We recording for YouTube. You want to say what's up to the people?
Yeah, say what's up, CMV.
What's good? The Tastic reacts and Chris Ford reacts. What's good, though?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We talk about Ubisoft and how the woke community is destroying the gaming industry. How you feeling now?
Feeling good. We just need some good games out, man.
Yeah. I mean, weird, but we're low key getting them. Until people be like, well, I don't like this because it's a woman. Like, I don't like this because he's black. I don't like this because da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, come on now.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see.
Let's continue. We got what? We got 8 more minutes.
8 more minutes, yeah.
Video? Bro, I'm already at
Vest
hour
doesn't
and
look
22 minutes. This is
fully
gonna be a
white,
hell of a video.
Latino, Asian, black,
Like a
whatever.
podcast in a sense,
Now
really.
we
So
know
you
they
know,
literally made the most ethnically ambiguous main character they could.
FMKC4
Apparently,
podcast.
Massive was chosen for Outlaws by Ubisoft because the Division game sold well,
I've
and they
never heard
wanted
of
to make Massive
omniracial
their
until
new
just
premium
yeah,
now.
same. I've
studio,
never
so to
heard that
speak.
myself.
But like I
But
said,
then I get it, right? Because you
originally,
can't just
they
say
wanted
biracial
all
because
of their
bi is
games to
only
star
2.
women of color or
Yeah.
diversity, whatever, with little to no white men at all. This is why
She don't look
Shadows has
bad.
Nalwe
What-
and
like,
no male option, and black
granted, I
characters,
don't
even
know
male
Shorty's
ones,
face
are
that
considered
she's
on
based
par
on,
with importance
but
to
to me,
Ubisoft
she don't look
in
bad.
terms of female
Yeah.
representation or diversity. Black men are seen as a priority to push in franchises over white men too, according to what I've been told. So if you're wondering why everything they've made recently is so diverse and checks all the boxes, you're not being crazy.
Yo,
It's all being done by design. Also, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora was a
That's
massive
so
loss for
nefarious
Ubisoft
to
as well,
hear.
but they saw the game more as a beta test for the Snowdrop engine and for Massive to familiarize themselves with open world sandbox style games.
Right, this
And they
game
were
didn't do well
hoping that
either.
while
Jeez.
Avatar failed, that they could use their newfound expertise and experience to turn their next game, which was Outlaws, into Ubisoft's Red Dead Redemption-like experience, which is still insane, but that's what they thought. They actually thought that Outlaws was.
It's not going to be Red Dead, man. Like, I mean,
This is
if,
what I
if
was
you're
told.
a Mandalorian, then
Yeah,
yeah, I can
that
understand
is-
Red Dead style.
Oh god,
Cool,
that is
but
crazy.
she's
The
not
more
that.
random
So yeah,
news
I
was
get
told
that.
was that Far Cry 6
Yeah.
broke even. It did make some profit, but it actually didn't perform the way that Ubisoft intended it to. And that their next games that are coming out, which I'm not allowed to say because my sources told me to not say them, they said the future games that Ubisoft has for 2025 and 26, assuming that, you know, they make it
Oh,
that
boy.
far, are even less impressive than Outlaws or Shadows. And based on what they were telling me about them, I believe them. There is a lot of slop coming in the future from Ubisoft if they make it to those release dates. They also had some information on Ghost of Yote,
Oh,
and
boy.
they'll be giving me more in the future once they find more out. But apparently, Ghost of Yote blindsided many people that were working at Sony who were not made aware of what
Yote?
Sucker Punch was making. And that
I
people
was
in the
Yote,
mid
right.
levels at Sony were actually confused when Yote was announced because they were under the impression that Jin Sakai would be getting a sequel, and they are not happy at all.
Oh, so they did this
Response
without
of that
any
game
any
either
consultation.
in
But
Sony
okay,
right now.
I hear that
Like I
too
said,
because
we should
that's
hopefully
like
have more on Yote
let us
eventually,
know
but
kind of
finally
thing.
My source told me
Yeah.
that Ubisoft has a massive labor problem right now, and that the actual workforce at their studios that they own are largely incompetent and full of diversity hires and women,
Oh, y'all
which
need
were
people?
hired in order to check boxes. Because many of these
Y'all
hires,
hiring? Y'all need
according to the
IT people?
sources, were brought in to diversify the development teams. The actual talent.
Yeah, but there was a lot. Hold on, pause it for a
is
second. One
far
second.
lower than it was even 10
Like-
years ago.
There's a lot
Most
of
key
firings
talent
at,
has already
at
left the
Microsoft.
company.
Let me pause that for a second
This has
because
led to huge internal.
I mean, but there was a lot of firings because the gaming industry said they're gonna fire. Like EA's fired people, Ubisoft is doing it. Like we're going Microsoft, we're going across the board. Like gaming developers. So it's like they've probably gotten rid of some of the best people working there that have helped on previous games and whatever. Now that they fired them,
In my opinion, well,
it's
so I
like-
can see it like this, right? If they did fire the best people, is really real life budget cuts.
Mm.
But then I could also see them firing the people that they probably just brought on that wasn't as progressive as they thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
And keeping the the higher names, the higher touted people. Because I can't see them just letting go their best people and then all their games now go to shit. you
Yeah,
know?
I can't. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like the gaming industry, it's been firing a lot of people, and I think this is probably the most fires I have seen.
Yeah.
People losing their
in
jobs
in our lifetime.
Yeah, this has been the most. So it's just like for me, I'm just like, look, I mean, I get it. I understand if it was like a good 50 people or something, yeah, maybe even 100 at best, but
Thousands.
it's just like, yo, this is like a good like 500 plus thousand even. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, what's really going on? Like, is it a thing where budget cuts, or are you generally getting rid of the people that were once there because it's time to move on, we're going with different times or whatever? So, because the people that were once there that helped create certain games, they still kind of need to be there because you want some sort of direction, especially for the next generation as well. Like, if you want some type of direction, they're the best people to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
They don't care.
3, 2. Wait, why's it not? That's baseball. Hold on, it's not working properly.
Problems with dev teams and what they're making right now. There's apparently way too many junior level people and not enough seniors to teach them how to properly do things.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is that
See?
Ubisoft tends to outsource a lot of their development to other countries and their dev teams to help them, because the actual teams that Ubisoft has right now are really bad at their jobs. Apparently, this is what I'm told. My sources also told me that many of the things people like Grum say and things that I assume when I make my videos are actually not bleak enough, and that the game industry in general is, as they said to me, on fire in every conceivable way, and things are so much worse internally than we even know right now. These sources also told me that the people they know from various studios, ranging from all the usual AAA studios that you know of, that there is a massive, and I can't stress this enough, but a massive problem with witch hunting and identity politics in gaming. And that it's to the point where nobody can question anything, and there's a lot of what's being called these days in the news as toxic positivity, and this is absolutely 100% the case. If you're accused of not supporting the current narrative, you are being essentially torn apart as if you're living in a cult pretty much in these studios now.
Yeah, that's not a good environment to be in. Nah, that's not. Nah,
That's toxic.
And it's
that's
literally
toxic,
killing
man. Come
games
on,
before
now.
they even come out now. If you're wondering why every game from Western studios seems to be pandering or putting women in them like crazy and so on, I'm told you're not crazy at all, actually. In fact, you're just recognizing patterns that have been going on for a very long time at this point. My sources also told me that people within Western studios will oust you if you go against the narrative even remotely, and that this witch hunting is being used in order to usurp senior level talent so that new hires with little experience can actually crawl into these way more lucrative and powerful positions that they have no business being in the first place. And this has now led to more people like them who think the same way as them getting hired, and that this stagnation of talent and creativity is permeating all throughout a large amount of Western studios right now. So if you think the industry is cooked now, it's in fact far more worse apparently than you could even hope to imagine. But
It's worse
this is
than
what I
cooked.
got for
It's
you so
baked.
far. To reiterate,
Basically, yeah,
Tastic
bait
is
cream.
implemented solely due to identity politics. Black Lives Matter movements were an inspiration apparently for the character being included in the first place. He was not there originally. There was actually a fully completed
1
Japanese
second.
male main character model somewhere in Ubisoft right now that they're not using. Ubisoft wants all their games to feature
my days,
female
my pause, man.
protagonists, and they want the industry to
Oh my
continue
gosh,
to
my
reject
pause, man.
white
My
men
bad.
in
I'm sorry,
every
guys. 1
single way.
second. Yeah. So, but I swear, when did the Yasuke anime for Netflix come out?
Mm,
Was that not like?
Look this up.
Was that not like 2019 or something? I swear. You know what I mean? Because that I feel like was that not before
So it
everything?
came out April 29th, 2021.
Oh snap! So it came after. Damn.
The original, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But when was just because it came out that time?
Yeah, that
actual
don't. Yeah,
production-
yeah. That
So,
doesn't.
okay, so concept, the production.
Yeah.
Thomas was approached by Netflix in 2017.
2017. Okay.
So development was November 2018.
Okay. So that's Okay, that's fair. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So it's been in the benefit that long. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But you see, that's not pandering. That's just like they had it prepped. Unfortunately, the time of that event happened.
It
just came out of the height of that
Very-
craziness, you
yeah,
know.
and
Because if it came out
opportune
before
time.
then, we'll be calm because it'd be like, all right, cool, we've seen this, you know what I mean? The Oscar anime weren't the best, like, you know what I mean? It was short, you know what I mean? Aliens, all different types of things in there. I was like, right, okay. But it's an anime, like, it is what it is. You just see, you kind of just move on with it, you know what I
People want
mean?
the action. They want action with a little story, you know?
Yeah. All right, cool. Fair. It's fair.
There's
Continue.
witch hunting across the entire industry. Outlaws was believed to be Ubisoft's Red Dead Redemption franchise in terms of quality and sales. and they were so deluded they
That's
actually
a
thought it was going to
very
be that.
crazy
I don't know why. I don't know why they
Confident
did
people
that.
in positions just wasting salaries and ruining your favorite games on purpose.
Something has to happen.
Disingenuous
Something
marketing
has to be
tactics
happening
will
internally.
be implemented in the future to ensure you buy their games, but the actual content of said games will not be changing in any way. They are basically trying to own the chuds, as they would call it, and the Western industry, for the most part, are very, very, very identity politically driven right now, and there's no signs of it stopping anytime soon. Ubisoft will likely 100% go under no matter what, unless they are given some sort of bailout to operate at a limited capacity in the future, as I'm told. The only way that I can see this happening personally is either foreign investment or the Canadian government, since Ubisoft's main operations are in Canada, bails them out or something. Which means that my taxes could be used to save Ubisoft for a time, which radicalizes me like you don't even know, makes my blood boil, but here we are. Assassin's Creed Hex, or Hexy, will be the gayest, most woman, lesbian-driven game ever conceived by Ubisoft yet, and it will be a pro-power fantasy game unlike you've ever seen before, and Skull and Bones is a major reason why they're dying.
Oh my god, bro.
I think that about covers it. I will likely have more in the future, we'll see, but for now, that is plenty enough for one video. I think we can all agree.
Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. Again, shout out FullMetalTastic for helping me out with this video. I know guys, it was a long one, but there was a lot to dissect and a lot to talk about, because we had a lot of stuff to say behind the scenes, so we wanted to kind of bring that to reactions. So, you know, also shout out Indie Man TV for the video, because it was pretty insightful. Some things, obviously, we agree with, some things we don't agree with. But hey, you know, games are games, innit? Like, I'm here to play video games. I'm not here to worry about a lot of things. But, you know, I've already said what I had to say in the video. But yeah, guys, don't forget to leave a like, share, comment your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys have to say as well. Like, just be honest and be open about it, and just be respectful, you know what I mean? And don't forget to subscribe as well. And I'll see you for the next time. I'm gone. Peace.